Hi, welcome to the next tutorial in Dmod creation. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to play sounds and then show you all the different things you can do to those sounds basically. First, before we get into how to play the sound, I just want to explain how these sounds work in Dink Smallwood. If you open the Dmod you're working on and go into the story folder and open start.c, you'll see there's a main procedure here, and straight away there's a whole heap of these load sound lines. And basically what these do is exactly what it says. It loads a sound into the Dmod. For a sound to be played in a Dmod, it has to be loaded using the load sound line. It doesn't have to be in the start.c, it can actually be in any script whatsoever. What you'll notice with the load sound line is, first of all, it's got the file name in quotation marks. This has to be in the WAV format, and then a comma and a number, and you'll see all the numbers are different. Here it's in ascending order, but that doesn't actually matter. Okay, so basically when using sounds in scripts in Dink Smallwood, for the most part, basically you always use the sound number to refer to the sounds rather than the actual file name. The load sound line is used to load these sounds into their own unique sound number, and then for any further purposes the sounds are referred to using their sound number that they're loaded into. You'll see that these are all loaded into different sound numbers. So for instance, if we want to refer to quack.wav in any further scripting lines, basically we're just going to write the number 1, and that's going to refer to quack.wav. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that's basically how sounds are loaded into Dink Smallwood. They all have their own sound number. Those numbers are used to refer to the sounds. Let's get into how to play the sounds. Let's open Windowget. You'll have to excuse my voice, by the way. I should have mentioned this, but I've got a cold. Let's add a tree stump. Don't know why I'm going for a tree stump, but let's make it hard and we'll call it tree S for tree stump. Press edit, and let's make a talk procedure. In the talk procedure we're going to make 2 lines, or actually we'll make 3 lines. We'll make the tree say listen. Oh, hang on, let's make a random color code so it's not yellow. There we go. And we'll make the tree stump say listen to my wacky sound, and that's the current sprite talking. And then we're going to put a wait line. We'll make it wait about 500 milliseconds, and then we're going to put what's called a play sound line. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to do exactly what it says. It's going to play sounds. Play a sound. So you want to write play sound, that's one word with no underscore. Sorry, get rid of that quotation mark, that's not involved. And there's going to be 5 values here. The first one's going to be the sound number, and we've already gone over that. If you go back into start.c in your story folder, basically you'll probably be going here a lot to find out the number of the sound you want to play, unless you're going to memorize it. I don't know why you'd memorize every sound number. So let's pick a sound number. We'll go with squish.wav right here. So as you can see, the number that squish.wav is loaded into is 38. So that is the number that's going to refer to squish.wav. So the sound number we want is 38, so let's write that. The next value is going to be the minimum speed. for the sound to play at, basically. And this is in hertz. If you don't know what to put here, basically the two most common values to use are either 16,000 or 22,050. Let's go for 16,000 for this. Now, basically, if you're really not sure, you just can put in a number, and then after you test it, if the sound doesn't sound right, you can always come back and change it and mess around with this number until you get the sound to sound how you want to. The next value is the random speed to add to the sound. I don't want any speed added, so I'm going to put 0. You can put another number. This is in hertz also, and basically this will randomly add up to that speed, so the sound will sound different every time it's played, basically. The next number is the sprite that the sound's going to be attached to, and basically the reason we use this is because sound in Dink Smallwood is 3D. So let's say we choose to attach the sprite to this tree stump here. The sound is going to be louder if Dink is standing right next to the tree stump than if he's standing over here somewhere at the edge of the screen. And that's how the 3D sound mechanism works in Dink. Becomes quieter and louder depending on how close he is to the sprite that the sound's attached to. So let's attach it to the current sprite, because that's the sprite that's going to be making the sound in this situation. And then the last value is whether the sound will repeat or not. So this is either 0 or 1. Obviously if it's 0, it's not going to repeat. If it's 1, it is going to repeat. We don't want it to repeat, so we're going to put 0. And there you go. Now we can go and try that out. Let's go across to the tree stump. If we talk to it, we'll hear... Oh, actually it'll say something and then it'll wait 500 milliseconds and then it'll play the sound. There you go. And notice how loud that is now. If I actually quickly walk away, you'll see it's actually a little bit quieter. That's that 3D sound working there. Rather than when I'm standing right next to it, it's a little bit louder. So that's how to play a sound. I'm going to show you a few different things now that you can do to the sound. Let's open that script again. And basically, the play sound line actually returns its own sound bank number. Basically, this can be stored in a variable. So it's not this number. It actually returns another number when you use this line. And what I mean by that is, we've done this in the previous tutorial when we covered variables. If you assign a variable to store the number that this play sound returns, so let's declare a variable, we'll call it int, and squish s for squish sound equals. So basically this variable here is going to refer to the sound bank number that this line returns. And what this allows us to do is, this is going to obviously refer to that number, so we can use this variable to modify this sound. And I'm going to show you a few different commands you can use to do that. The first one is sound set survive. Now, this isn't going to be very useful for this particular demonstration. This is more for if a sound is really long. And what it will do, I'll show you the command anyway, but we're not going to go and test it out because we can't really test it out because the sound's not long enough. But if you go sound underscore set underscore survive and bracket and squish s, because that's refers to the sound that this line returned, the sound bank number, and 1. Basically what this will do is, rather than, if you've got a really long sound for instance, and it's, let's say you just grab a sound from the internet of like of crickets or birds chirping randomly, and it goes for like 2 minutes. Usually if Dink changes screens, the sound will stop. If you set sound set survive to 1 for that sound, it won't die when it changes screens. It'll keep going until it's killed off. Basically that's how that one works. I'm going to demonstrate this in a later tutorial as well, when we actually load a longer sound into the Dmod. The next one is sound set volume. So if we sound underscore set underscore vol and n squish s, and basically this really only can decrease the volume. So I have actually never seen this used before, but the value can range between 0 and -10,000. Basically, I think it can range between -0 and -10,000. You can just give it a go. Just mess around with this number. It has to. I know it has to be below 0, but basically it's just used to decrease the volume. -5,000 will probably be half volume. -10,000 will be very quiet. But just give that a go if you really need it. But I've never seen it used. The next one is sound set kill. Bracket and squish s, and sorry, it's actually just the sound set kill with the variable there. And basically what this will do is it'll kill the sound off, so it'll stop playing it. So if we had that line right after this one, it won't even really get to play, because this line will kill it off straight away. That's what that line does. Once again, that can be for longer sounds. For instance, if you've used the other line, the sound set survive, to allow the sound to survive the screen change, let's say you want the sound to die at a certain time, you can use this and then it'll kill it off. Another line you can use to kill off the sound is kill all sounds. Basically, instead of killing one sound, this will just kill all currently playing sounds. It'll just stop them from playing. So that's a pretty simple, straightforward line. You've also got SP sound. This is actually used to assign, if we ignore this is a whole separate command on its own. It's used to assign a sound to a sprite. So basically, if we go and get another sound, let's get this one here, burn.wav, which is the number used to refer to that is number 6. We go SP sound and current sprite 6. Basically what that'll do is it'll attach the sound number 6 to the current sprite. And since this sprite is not a warp, basically what that'll do is it'll just keep playing that sound. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I'm correct. Let's go and have a look. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that's correct. We put it in the talk procedure, so it's not going to happen until the talk procedure runs. I was wondering why it wasn't playing. So yeah, once this line runs, after Dink talks to it, then it's just going to keep on playing, as you can hear. some reason that's actually continued playing. It shouldn't have done that. Glitch there. Interesting. Alright, that's strange. Little glitch there. But anyway, that's what that line does. It attaches a sound to a sprite. So if you want a sprite to continue playing a sound, then use this line. Hopefully it doesn't glitch up for you and keep playing when you change screens like it just did for me. Let's go ahead and delete that line. Right, there we go. Basically that's a few of the sound lines you can use, a few of the sound commands. We'll leave this tree stump here just with these 3 lines, and I'll be demonstrating some more sound commands in a later tutorial, as well as commands used for MIDIs as well. So see you in the next tutorial.